Now we come to a text that I believe, in addition to Luke 24:39, spirit doesn't have flesh and bones, and all the other texts, especially from 1 Corinthians 15, flesh and blood can't inherit the kingdom. We're going to talk about that phrase in just a moment more. And the parallel sequencing of corruption, mortality, and physical body with incorruption, immortality, spiritual body, and it explicitly stating corruption, mortality, physical body cannot inherit incorruption, immortality, spiritual body. That is so clear, huh? Look what it says here. In the days of his flesh. In the days of his flesh. Christ offered up supplications and also petitions to the one who was able to save him out of death. With strong outcries and tears, he was favorably heard for his godly fear. Clearly referring to when he was a man, right? In the days of. You know what that means? It means he's no longer flesh. Because every single time in the days of is used, and we're going to look at every single one in the New Testament right now, it is a limited period of time. A specific period that's done. It's no longer happening outside of that period of time. Look at the use of the phrase. Matthew 2:1. After Jesus had been born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, look, astrologers from eastern parts came to Jerusalem. In the days of Herod the king. They're done, right? There were the days of Herod, and he's done. There are no longer the days of Herod. It's over. Matthew 23:30. And you say, if we were in the days of our forefathers, we would not be sharers with them in the blood of the prophets. Are they still in the days of their forefathers? No. No, they're not. They're done, right? Those are over. Luke 3:2. In the days of chief priests Annas and of Caiaphas, God's declaration came to John, the son of Zechariah, in the wilderness. In the days of chief priest Annas and Caiaphas. Are those days done at the time Luke is writing this narrative, having gathered all the information to refer back to what took place in his gospel account? They're done, right? The days of chief priests Annas and Caiaphas are over at the time when Luke wrote this and now. Luke 4:25. For instance, I tell you the truth. There are many widows in Israel in the days of Elijah, when the heavens were shut up 3 years and 6 months, so that a great famine fell upon the land. In the days of Elijah, which means my God is Jah. Are those days over? They're done. Luke 17:26. Moreover, just as it occurred in the days of Noah, so it will also be in the days of the Son of Man. We get two here. In the days of Noah. Are those done? They're done. Days of the Son of Man. They're not done because they haven't arrived yet, right? But there's still a specific period of time that will come that will be like the days of Noah and then be done. The judgments will be rendered. The wicked will be destroyed. We move on. Just like in the days of Noah, the wicked were destroyed and Noah and his family moved on. In the days of always refers to a specific, limited period of time that has a start and end. It's over. And in Hebrews 5:7, he's referring back to those days. Not as days to come, not as days that are happening now, right? Because look, he's talking about him being heard for his godly fear and saved out of death. He doesn't die anymore, according to Revelation chapter 1. He's got the keys of death and Hades. In the days of his flesh. They're done. When he was a man. Before he was raised as a life-giving spirit. Back to the examples to prove this point. Luke 17:28, likewise, just as it occurred in the days of Lot. The days of Lot, limited, specific period of time, it's done. Acts 5:37, after him Judas the Galilean rose in the days of the registration. Is that registration still going on? No, done. Revelation 2:13, I know where you're dwelling, that is where the throne of Satan is. And yet you keep on holding fast my name, you didn't deny your faith in me, in the days of Antipas my witness. Are we still in those days? No, done. Revelation 10:7. But in the days of the sounding of the seventh trumpet, the seventh angel, when he's about to blow his trumpet, in the days of the sounding of the seventh angel, do those continue on? Or is that a specific period of time in which the seventh angel blows his trumpet and then it's done? Right? So that and the days of the Son of Man are still future, but when they come, they happen, and they're done. Hebrews 5:7 is referring, like all the other examples we just read, and that's all of them, everyone, to the past. It's not talking about the future. It's talking about when he offered up this supplication and petition to the one who could save him out of death. Father, if it's your will, let this cup pass from me, yet not as I will, but as you will. Father, into your hands I entrust my spirit. The whole John 17 petition to the Father to protect the disciples and to take care of them because of the wicked one and the world, and because they're one just like he and the Father are one. Not in nature, Trinitarians. Right here, this is the end. It's over in 1 Corinthians 15. We already know that. It's over according to Luke 24, 30, 36, or 39. It's over, right? The text where he says, a spirit doesn't have flesh and bones. Well, he was raised as a life-giving spirit, so he doesn't have those. When he materializes as an actual man who can physically touch things and eat things, yes, they have flesh and bones. The angels have those. That's why they can eat. They have the muscles and the bones that hold the food in place as it goes down their body and they consume it. They can do that. They're not a spirit when they're doing that. They're manifesting in a human form. When they're a spirit, when they're raised as a life-giving spirit, they don't have flesh and bones. And right here, Hebrews 5:7, in the days of his flesh. Those days, Trinitarians and others who deny the spiritual resurrection of Jesus as a life-giving spirit who doesn't have flesh and bones, those days, the days of his flesh, are over. Just like we read earlier, we no longer know him according to the flesh. And here it's even more explicit, right? Because it's talking about what he did as a man, as a physical human. He prayed. He cried out with tears to the one who could save him. The days of his flesh are over. Or Hebrews wouldn't write it that way. The in the days of refers to a period of time that's in the past is over. It's no longer taking place, or we'd still be in those days. They'd be these days, and it wouldn't make any sense. He would just leave that out and say Christ offered up supplication and petitions, right? If he didn't mean to teach here clearly, the days of his flesh are done. When he was in the flesh, when we were in those days, he cried out to the one who could save him, the Father.